So with this character, I got 200 basically solo as a mono player, and so Temporos is right around the corner, and I decided to make a video about experience. So to start off, we are looking at, well, the first mobs available, those on Incarnate. There's the Tofu, it's 140, and the Gobal, which goes all the way to 180. The small ones go to 170. So they are a much better deal because they are much easier to kill than the Boof 2. The small Gobal, the young Gobal. However, if you go to Lavas, you can get a lot more. However, they are also more problematic to kill. But the best things available are the Thorn Soul, the Sunflower, that's the wild Sunflower, and the Boar. Goes to 800. And that experience difference is a lot, a whole lot. It only has 3 movement points, so it's very easy to kill. The Chef gives even more, however it's a lot harder to find. People should be recruiting for it, but there will be a lot of people, so you will not get much experience. It's more of a chance to drop. And then it's well known that the Shaffers are a great deal. The advantage of the Boa is that you can find several Shaffers together. The Crab gives a lot more than the Gobal, if you want to experience alone, Ilion. And that's about it. The Boss gives 3,000. That's a lot more than everything else. And if you have a group, you can get some bonus. So it's quite nice. But overall, I recommend you just skip that first part and come down to Astrub. Here, we will have several places to go. There are the PoEs on the seat itself, which I do not recommend. They give basically the same as those monsters in Incarnate. How do I see the monsters again? Yes. There are some Gobos here and forest monsters in here, which I recommend you just skip. The experience point for those things is really low. It's all the way to 1,000 and something. It's a lot more than those initial areas, but it's quite bad. These things are even worse, so they are not even there. The fuck? Some minimal lows, which do not give much either. But it's common to just climb up to the Crabble here. And there you find a lot of Gobos. Should I have just taken this up? You have to come here to the entrance. There's a bridge over there. You'll not be able to enter straight in. See? That freaking thing. Ah, fuck me. here are some Toner Souls. They give, the sunflowers here give a little more than the ones in Incarnate, but I would advise you just to skip it. Oh, here's a chef, and a global, and a black and a white one. For these, you have this experience. It goes all the way to 3000. It's the same experience as that boss on Incarnate. So you might as well just come down and get this straight away. Well, you might die, of course. There is this problem. But it's not that bad. These give almost the same experience as these. They have 4 movement points, so they are not as safe for you to kill. However, there should be a lot of people here. Plus, there is also a chance you can drop the... No, I did not drop any items. But I dropped a key. It's pretty easy, although I have some high prospection. But in a group it will be pretty easy to drop the key, which takes us to the Royal one. The Royal Global gives you 8000. So it overwhelms all other previous experience. Plus, there is a group bonus. So if you have a group of several low-level people, which gets you 8, you have 7.4.7 times that experience. Which, on this thing, will give us almost 4000 flat. There are also challenges, and of course there are the other monsters. There are 2 of these and several of these. So the total experience you get with a full group will be closer to 5000, half an M, and that is just insane. If you spend that time in Incarnate, you get a lot less than this. There is also the possibility of challenges. With a Mystic challenge, you would give 8%, it goes almost to 1M. So at the first run on this thing, you should level up several levels at once. That is probably the best experience all the way to 50. Seems counterintuitive, but it's a very good experience. These things, on the other hand, these champs, it's hard to drop. It's 0.5% chance to drop anything in here. But let me try it. Yeah, I did not get anything. But these drop some nice wisdom set. And with that wisdom you can get pretty far in the game. Where's my Discord? I do not have that thing here. It does not give much experience. But while you get a battle set in here, which will give you an action point, I have a print in here about that wisdom set. You can get this set, the Kogus set. As you can see, the cloak gives you 10 wisdom, and the hat gives you 15. With the bonus from the rest of the set, you get plus 15. So you can get all the way to 55 wisdom, which will increase your experience by 55%. So out of the 1 million experience points you could get on that global dungeon, you now get 1.5 million, and that's pretty significant. It also only uses 4 parts, so you have a lot of free slots to get so specific parts on Marguerite or other parts on your set. That way it could be a good idea to just farm your equipment first. Now, if you are not starting at the beginning of the server, there are no groups for that thing. If you want to farm alone, then another good thing is these mobs. The snappers in English, I think. Here on the beach, here you will find these things. They are very easy to kill. They are weak as fuck. You can get some mad challenges like these that you make your experience fly. And the base experience goes to 4,000. That seems very little compared with what we just saw, but it is comparable to the experience of this thing. It's a little higher. And this thing's not so easy to find, while you find these sheets everywhere. And so it's a very popular place to level up. The dungeon is not so good, it just stinks. But I would experience on this place instead of on Gobbles. This gives a little more, a lot more, well, about double. But it's also pretty hard to kill this thing. This thing is mad strong. It can have some mad resistance. It has ranged attacks, it hits a lot. And you can only find it on the beach of Kenya here. So it's a long way. On the first levels, to grind the first levels, you better just do something here. Only come Gobble if you have group for the dungeon and if you want the equipment. Or if you want the equipment. Otherwise, it's better to just get some levels in here first. These are the lowest mobs. Well, a little after, there is some Scara leaves. As you can see, they give somewhat more than those snappers. 4,000 and 5,000. But it's not much. The level is much higher. They have a lot more life points. They summon shit. You have to get all the way down here to get them. Oh, let us see them. Or should I go down to just show you how painful that path is? Yonko still online. Here you can find several of them. It's good for bigger groups. You can also get items from them, but those items suck. Only the belt has any wisdom. And as you can see, they have a lot of life points. A lot. They have resistance. And they will not die very easily. Plus, when they play, they summon things. That's a pain. It can be nice if you have the element, but very, very not recommended. The boss of this dungeon. Should I just do these dungeons? Now that the video gets too long. Or should I? I do these dungeons. Just for the hell of it. Or should I not? Or should I? Should I not? Ah, fuck this, I'm going to play. And... Tagnella, here, the cradle. This dungeon is also done for resources and all these things later on. As you can see, there are several chefs in here because it's not so popular. But on a new server there will be a bunch of... I used my clef instead of my bunch of keys, but it's okay. This dungeon is pretty fast. Oh, it can reach it. But you killed it anyway. With a bunch of level 10 people, you can kill this boss. And as you saw, I dropped the key, and I dropped the key again. So it is very easy to run this indefinitely. On the Temporos, you have 3 times more drops. And so, you manage to get keys extremely easily. And with those keys, you can just keep running this thing again and again. So, if you have some friends, I would recommend it heavily. The boss experience is pretty great. If you can solo it at around level 50, it's also good. You can get some nice experience out of it. But I don't recommend it so much. There are some money making things about this place, but let us just focus on the experience for now. Pretty beefy. But its level, it's quite low, it's under 50. If you add the level of these other things, which are about 50 to 20, 15 to 20, it only gets to about 100. So you can get a group of 620 and divide by 8 people with level 15. Any more than that, the experience will start decreasing. Just for the bonus, it's worth to come with a lot of people level 20 or even more. But the experience will be going down from there. So let me just do this dungeon for now. Well, that is funny. I can do that, but why would I do that? Let me post that on my Discord. This is the next to last stage, and there are 2 of these. So you can get some experience here. So people usually start doing challenges only here. No, this is not next to last. There is one stage that has not happened yet. But since it has these things, people start doing challenges. Because you get experience and the items. So it can be a nice boon to your canvas. Or even your equipment early on. The helmet and the cape can only be dropped by these things. Each of the other monsters drop different parts. These things, I believe it drops the boots and the ring. Is the ring part of a small one? But the amulet is, well, something like that. And I'm just going to kill them all straight. Here, this is the stage with a lot of experience. Come here. Come here. You stupid motherfucker. Come here. It was dumb. It usually has the intelligence of shoving this one and lightning twice, both of them. Oh, it's because I created my lightning points. That's okay too, I guess. This guy survived though. Sage level 1 crow. Here I got 2 helmets at once. So it's pretty easy to get. And once you get times 3. Let me take a look at my helmets. Oh, pretty damn good. This is almost full. It's not bad, go to 50. And here we have the boss. It got very high actually. There are maximum level buff too, a global maximum. There are several chefs at 90. The boss, on the other hand, is only 35. Where is it? No, not it. This one. This one. 35. So it's the minimum level boss. I'm only getting 60,000. If it was the 43, I would be getting 8,000. That is a very big difference. It's 25% difference. 1/4 of the experience is being lost now. From below up, it's 1/3 of the experience. So you would wait and let people get this mob, so you could get the high level one. That is also one strategy you could apply. Of course, I'm just going on ahead. It's telling me Focus and Jardineer. Both are very bad. I'm going to do them. Where's my account? Oh, do not have it high level in here. Surgical noises. It also tells me to focus. Sad gobble noises. You only get 70% here, but that is very relevant. It's not a mystic and some other thing, but it's almost double the experience. It might survive. Well, it did not. Because I critted on its face because I have this shit on 1 out of 2. And here I got, well, minimal experience because I'm donating for the guild. It's 90%, so I'll be getting 110 here. Of course, since my level is so much higher, I'm getting this much. But if you were level 100, if you had a team, you would get over 1 million on this fight, which is pretty sweet. Now, I'm not going to do the Scar Leaf challenge, dungeon. The experience is not so great since they are so much more trouble to kill, but the boss is actually pretty nice. Look at this. It's almost double the experience of that Gobo. Plus, it also drops all these cool items, like bots, Scarabots Dore. The golden Scarabots are famous because they are low level and give 1 movement point and wisdom. That is worth a lot. However, that's the trouble of going there, it's not worth it. You can do it, like you are bored of your Gobos and other things. You can actually go there and have some gain. But it's not a very good place to farm. Other low-level option are Shaffers. Shaffers can be found in 4 places if you count the cave in here. But usually on this shitty cemetery, on this very nice cemetery, and on this medium cemetery. Oh, it can also be found here. Here. Shatters. Yeah, you should be familiar with monsters. But for then... Where is my zap? It's a machina in the port of Suffolk. Bunch of knobs all around. More foresty creatures. This press peak you can also farm. The experience is entirely negligible. However, they can drop shit. They can drop the wisdom set that most people use. At least the helmet and cape. They are pretty weak. Low level people can kill them easily. Some Kra can nuke them before they become invisible and do this shit. And I have some in here already. Well, this is some very shitty items, but it can get to 30. It's only 20, this is so weak. Well, it's pretty good. Wisdom. 20% more experience is a lot. It will make a huge difference on the long run. I did not get anything. But as you could see from my inventory, it's very easy to drop. We have some forest monsters in here we can ignore. I believe I have one of those. Nah, I do not. It gives about 7,000 if I'm not mistaken. I only have the higher level in here. So I would recommend we just ignore. These things are also pretty bad. So bad I did not include them. But I included the shaffers because, well, they can be good. A shaffer will give you this much experience, 7,000. The invisible one will give you 7,000 also. As you can see, that's twice as much experience as those beach things, as the snappers. And it is also twice the experience of the Gobble Chef. So if you are solely killing monsters outside the dungeon, well, you cannot compare the experience from bosses to that of normal monsters. So it's pretty good. The level is really low, going all the way to 40, it's not so low. But the problems with shaffers is that they are aggressive. They are aggressive and they have some annoying things with them. It's an aggressive range of 3. If you get 3 cells near it, it's aggressive. But if you get some groups, or if you are high level, you can get some nice experience. Because I have 7,000 here, 7 here, 7 here, 7... It's just a little lower, but some are a little higher. Gives 7.5. So that's 7 times 4, plus this thing. 7 times 4 is 28. So 28,000. It's not too shabby. It gives several mobs of those orders. Oh shit, took my range away. So they are an alternative. There are also these other shaffers, the Lancer, the Asha and the Captain. All of them give 10,000. The Captain gives 11,000 the same level 40, so you can farm them very well. If you have area attacks, it can get pretty fast. But overall, I recommend the first levels on the beach. These Oasinks things are found near a Strup. And after you get your first levels on Gobo, on the beach, you can go Shaffer, even that discarded thing, or you can get here. It's 10,000, the same as the Shaffers, so it's not very recommendable. But they are very near, you do not need to walk much to get them. And they can drop this juice thing if you have a big group. This juice is pretty valuable. Valuable. And on the case of Temporos, they might, well, they have not specified if you can drop sets from them. But if they drop the level 100 set, the Vassal set, then they will be worth a lot. And there will be getting some experience here. This guy is farming for the Arch Monster. It's very valuable. It's the third most valuable Arch Monster. Now these things are annoying. Besides the resistance, they can heal each other out. Oh, I failed the challenge. Let's see, very high resistance, and they do this shit. So it's kind of a pain. But if they drop this freaking set also here, this is the Vassal set. It's a level 100, and every part gives 30 wisdom, besides giving the action point of the amulet and the range from the boots and the movement points from the boots. Very nice intelligence also, and very high heals. This set costs some million kamas. It's a very expensive set, and only rich people use it. However, if you can drop them from these level 40 things, since Ankama said you drop the set from the family if they count as part of the family, and not just the Automa you want here, level 1000, then I would recommend you farming experience on them, because by the time you get some levels, you should also have this entire set with you. If you are intelligent, of course. If you are not, you can just sell it and get some other set. And from that, there are also bulwarks. I do not recommend farming them at all. They only give 4,000. That's basically the same as the beach things. And they can get much stronger. This thing has this bow mastery that gives it 40 damage. It hits twice with 40 damage from far away, so that's 160 damage. I do not recommend at all farming on the works. But if they do drop the bulwark set, the level 100 set for strength, then it might be worth something, who knows. Other thing you can find are boobs. Here in Pandala, some people like to get some experience. People get bored of killing these things. They do not want to go all the way down to Shafa. So they just walk here to Pandala. actually do not have a print of the pandas themselves. So let us just look at Solomon in here. This is where I got those prints. The snake give 10,000, that's not so good, not so bad. It's a lot of trouble killing it. The fuck? Where are the rest? The fuck? It's bugged. So let us see it here. It's the forest. This is neutral. Aetala. Gud, the Aetala here. Here you can find these pandas. They are level 50 to 90 or 40 to 52. You can drop a belt. This one drops a Quadala hat and Aliança Feudala. It's 800 prospection to drop on normal servers, and so they are popular because this Aliança gives you intelligence and a lot of wisdom. Its experience is 26, while this one, which is much easier to kill, gives 16,000. So they are pretty good for some lower level groups. I would not recommend going there without groups though. However, the area is small, you can also not farm much. It's this area over here. To cross this thing, you might or might not need a quest, I don't remember. But you can just buy here 10 beers on this tavern. And then you tutorial to kill some monsters outside. You kill the monsters, give the beer, and you can pass. Once you arrive at the island, if you are completely new to the game of course, do not know this, you just talk to the NPC here and he will let you in. You get the Pandala quest. To complete the quest, you need to come here and buy Pandala thing. You talk to him, he'll let you in. But you do not need to complete it. Basically no one completes it anyway. So in Pandala, here are the pandas, I just show you. And here are the boobs. Some people come here and farm these things. Like, look at this thing. They are pretty weak. See? 90. You won't hit this thing. Oh, I won't hit it. But they are pretty annoying. Look at this thing, you hit me. And it's so slow to walk and all of that. And look at this resistance. It's absurd. If you're low level, it can take you a while to kill these things. That other one would be healing it. So when you compare to that Buftu, to the Gobble, it's a real pain to kill. Oh look, I got a shield. And the experience you gain from that is here. That hard thing to kill give you 8,000. So so that's twice as much as those snappers. And that other one gives you 3000, the same as a snap. And they are a pain to kill. They heal, they have right resistance. This thing has 3000 life points and only gives 12,000. So do not try to get experience in here. That's a very bad idea. Here we covered most things. Red. Red give you 10,000 and it's basically free experience. If you have a car, someone that can hit, they can do this. If you have a group of low level people, it's not recommended because this thing hit a lot. But if you can get someone to just combo for you like a Salida or a intelligence car, then it's very good. It will kill several of them in one turn, in seconds, and get you a lot of experience. And then let me kill some panda first. This is not the initial experience. This is once you level up in here or in here first, then you can come here and try some pandas. They are not so easy to kill, but it's fairly decent. They have some weakness, you can hit well on them. Come on, piece of shit. Well, the shortcut bugged. The entire game is bugged. Pandala likes to do that. This guy is like a shallow, it takes you life point, it takes you action points, and they like to bug. Or is it my internet? No, it seems to be fine. Anyway, coming here with some friends is not so bad. If you are alone though, it's hard to find people. It's hard to find people. If you are alone, it's troublesome to kill. I would not recommend doing this alone. The mobs here are usually in groups. And killing them alone can be troublesome. What is this guy waiting? Pandora Ark monster. And then we get to the main dish of this place, of this low level experiencing, which is where I get my experience. If you are solo, like me, if your friends just left and you still want to play, you want to get some experience, that beach gets low level pretty quickly, and it also might be crowded. So for that, you go to blobs. The small blob, the B blob, gives you 3,500. That is the same as the beach monsters. The difference is that the beach monsters have a very, very wide range. Not this one. This one. They go from 1,000 to 4,000, so that's a lot of difference. And they go from 10 to 30, so you can find a lot of variation in that, and they will usually be lower level. That one I killed was 90 life points, not this much. And see, it has a lot more life points than the big blobs. They only go to 1,120. This thing gets double of that. Furthermore, they only have resistance, they do not have weakness. While if you get the right element, this is wrong. Yeah, this guy has some weakness too, but it's very small. while the B blob has 50% weakness to one element. Ah, here it is. Those are the stats. Here, the weakness is negligible, while on the blob it's very significant. And the range is from 14 to 18, so you'll be fine then, high level regularly. So it's a much better place to get your experience. As you get to level 30, you can get 2 of them. It's also very easy to find them in groups. And it's right beside the initial city. I usually get level like 9, so I can get my Gobo. And then I come blobs, because blobs are very good. Got a bunch of shitty paradox in there. Here. You can find them pretty quickly. See, you get an alone one and it's pretty easy job. You just one hit them. You probably not one hitting them, but it's pretty sweet experience. Get 3 of them. They can heal, but they do not take long to play at all. See, you just walk and that's it. So rather than getting some experience on gobbles or on the beach, I just come here straight. And after I start to get some levels, I do the actual blob. A lot of people dislike them because they summon shit, so that can take a while to play. But I find that really irrelevant. See, it just came at me and you can kill it with a Gobo fairly easily. It has weakness, I could one hit it. If you are a hitter, you can go for the one that has weakness to your element. But even if I just leave the Goblin in here, it's not so long. See, it's just attack and pass. I think it's a pretty good deal, although people usually hate on blob. Plus, on the Temporos, if you drop the blob set, then it will be some amazing place. There will be a bunch of people doing this. This is where I intend to get my first 50 levels. Be blobs and blobs. The experience you get from a blob is 9,000, which is pretty high. With a challenge like this challenge gives you 150%. So you would be getting how much? Twice and a half. That's 20, 25. So you get 25,000 in here on this fight. That would be pretty good. Also has some level. If it had some big blobs, it would scale even more. As you can see, it gives twice as much as on the beach or on the Gobos. It gives more than Shafa, it gives more than Bull Big, more than the War, more than anything you could be doing at this level. Give the same as a rat, but a rat has insane damage. And you should not be able to solo them so easily. Here, they basically hit nothing, and it's pretty easy to do them. So I recommend for the lower levels, you get experience here. On blobs. You probably will be able to find groups too. This is the Massif. I do not recommend the Massifs. They are crackless. The plains. The crackler have some nice experience, but it's kind of a pain to kill them. Instead, there will be people killing them with cannons. The canisters here. And the canisters is just mind-blowing. It's 22,000. The experience now has gone several levels up. Some classes like a Sakya can kill them pretty easily. They have a lot of life points compared to the rest, but as you can see, the experience is much higher. Some canisters and some blobs will do you very nicely, but you come back to canisters later. People will be doing a lot of this, the blob dungeon. As you probably will be able to drop the set on Temporos, people should be flooding this thing non-stop. You can get experience on the blobs, get some keys there, and then do the dungeon. On the dungeon, you have these characters. These 8,000 and 30,000, the others. These can already give you some nice experience. And the boss will give you not much. 60,000 and 64,000. This is less than the Gobo. And as you can see, it's 3,000 life points. It's a lot more trouble to kill this thing than the Gobo. So if you have a group for Gobo, do that. But there will be a lot more groups doing this instead. It will give a lot more experience and drops. So this is the blob experience. It can get you a long way since they get to 30. It gets to groups of 1,000, 100 I mean, 200 very easily. While the Gobos will flatten out once you get groups of 100, which is just 5 people level 20. So you cannot enjoy the experience bonus in here. The canisters on the other hand, canisters can get from 60 to 80 each, and so they fill in the levels pretty fast. You can save this zap, it's very close to canisters, and also this one. This entire area has blobs and canisters, and also this area. So there will be no shortage of mobs. You can experience here all day. In fact, oh look, an arc monster. But it's a 100 stone. Arc monsters give you 4 times the experience of the normal monster. So they are a sweet deal if you can get one. They are just a little stronger. Here, we finally arrived. This entire area has these canisters and these things. A canister by itself, level 75, so it has some 20,000 experience points. 20,000 equals an entire mob of those chefy gobos, or over 2 blobs. It's easier to kill these things than 2 blobs, time-wise, if you are doing damage directly. Then you summon something, then you put that buff. That can be kind of a pain. But if you do hit, it hits nicely. Well, just not this time. You can see it's very easy to kill. It even gave me some experience. Well, it's a very shit experience really because its level is too low, but yeah. you'll find groups of several of them. So let me find a big group around here. $130. As you can see, there are no stars because people keep giving these things. 200, almost 300. Well, they killed all the Canigru and left just the blobs, as you can see. So if you are looking for blob keys and things like that, it will work out nicely. But here, 3 of them. They are nearing 300, but not getting quite there. But you can get groups of up to 500. Look how many stars. Several stars once again. If I get this, I'll not get much experience, but that is based on the experience gains. But let's ignore that for now. I cannot find any group for me because I'm too high level to get so much experience in here. They cleared it up real good. But since if you are lower level, you can see you'll find mobs all around. Or if you have a group of several people. At that 200, these 200 groups can get you 130. Shit is not working. 5 people, almost level 50. Or 8 people, level 30. And you can experience very well with your friends. That will give you this 4.7 experience bonus with a group of full level 30. So it's right after the early levels, after you get your gobble set or something. And since each Ikani gives you 20,000, with a group like that you'll be getting 100,000 experience points out of each Kani, which will be some 3. So you should be getting 30,000 experience points. You managed to experience very well. Well, this video is not going very well, but this is how things work. Guys, I should just stop walking around the map and show the mobs. These are the mobs you can actually get experience all the way up. Here on the beach, it's level 30 to 70. Here you get 8,000. It's almost as much as a blob, with 9,000. And this thing gets all the way to 17,000. So it's a nice experience. However, they have life steal. You can only do them if you are ranged, otherwise it will take too long, it will not be so worthwhile. But if you can attack them from far away, they have weakness and give some decent experience points. I got experience on this beach all the way to 130. By that time the experience was too low, it was not worth it anymore. But here we have the rest of the game. This is Feudala. Is it bom? Yes. On Feudala you have foxes. Foxes are a real pain to kill. They are basically the middle level monsters. And they can go from 50, the weak ones, all the way to 170. They go to 170, 160, see? And they will be either foxes or kitsu. Kitsu is just fox in Japanese. But let us see how one fight goes. Sórios are a pain to kill. A Maho and a Sório. Yeah, very good. So this mob has level 100 monsters. So the question here is, do you see this resistance? They range, they can get from anywhere. They get weakness in one and 70 on the rest. It's a pain. This thing does basically the same. Or is it always that other weakness? Let us see how I think this. I think I just fucked that challenge. I was trying to look at the stats. This other has always resistance. The level is fixed. What will you see? You have seen me kill those canis. Now these things. They have a bunch of life points and those resistances to buff. It's not like that Kani fight. This thing in Rios, they have a lot more mechanics than before. And they can deal some damage. That thing is taking away my stats and the dragon lost 4 movement points, so it can immobilize you. They can also heal in area. I need to get close enough to hit, but I do not want to fail the challenge. My dragon should be attacking both, but it's losing its movement points because of this thing. This is only alive because it has a frog, a toad, reducing over 100 damage each time. As you can see, this thing can leash out some damage. If I put this on my dragon, it will survive, but it will stop attacking the dragon, since it can no longer do damage. I failed the challenge, I was dumb. My crackler cannot lock this thing. It is hitting just to take the life points, the movement points away. And there goes the challenge. It can also lock me. Oh, it cannot, but I have scrolled agility. As you can see, this thing is pretty tough. I've been hitting it for a while now. and it can take it. For level 100 people, it's a lot more troublesome. So how would you compare killing these to killing those blobs and those canis? It is obviously impossible to compare. This thing is so much harder, so much more troublesome. The time you are spending killing this should give you at least 10 times the experience. Should it not? So how much more do you think you can get out of this? See, this thing cannot even walk anymore. This is what will happen to players fighting it. And if you are trying to get any groups, they will be healing each other madly. I have other fights on these foxes, and I have over 1 hour fighting one single group with 3 of these things. So, oh, I cannot even walk anymore. As you can see, this thing is a lot of pain to deal with. But 22,000. They have level to give me the actual full experience, and they are level 200 total. So they give me this actual experience because the base experience is 40,000. So it's the same as killing 2 canis, but it's easier to kill 2 canis or deal with these foxes. The other fox on the group give the same amount, and this yokai fire fox has over 4,000 life points and give from 5,000 to 9,000. So that's 2 cani and a half. There's not one of them alone here. But it, oh, there's one alone right here. That's low level. These things, how do I take the invisibility again? Man, the fuck. Oh. Have resistance to everything. Every time you hit it, it becomes stronger. No, it had not cast it yet. Now it does. See, every time you hit it, it becomes stronger. And it is a while until you can actually kill it. So it will get some damage in. It also has 5 movement points. It's not easy to run away from it. You need some skills to shove it back or jump or something. It hits 73, however my crackler has 50% resistance, plus the... oh, it already has the bombs. So it will hit twice that much, that's 140. However, the damage keeps on increasing, and that is if you hit as a 200 guy to put in that much damage every turn. They will have those healing things behind it. And I'm taking its points away. But I believe the mobs can also buff some. So it will be killing you pretty fast. It actually killed my crackler over there. Even with my resistance, it just let down. I'm taking too many action points, perhaps it will not play and my crackler will leave. But as you can see, it does not compare to fighting Akane. Akane is much easier. No, it killed my character in the end. Took me 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The Kani, even missing my attack, it took me 30 seconds. While I was stopping and explaining. I did not just attack it straight away like this. So I could have killed 5 Kanis on this time. And all the experience it gives me is half. Oh, it only gave me 22 last time because I was giving to the guild. So this is actually 120. And the previous one was 2020 because I have my wisdom. But anyway, these things stink. You should not be thinking about she's pinging in here. Other alternative you can find is koalas. Well, it will take some time to go down to the cemetery. Oh, I'm full energy. I cannot go down there anyway. But it will take some time to go down to the Veil of Despair. Some people, back in the days before Automai came out, before Wisdom came out, they would get some experience here and here. The first 200 got around here, this 200 level. So how do those things fare in experience? Well, let me just get this mob over here as an exemplary of each, and I can do that challenge. So that's 1000 life points and some medium life point mechanics. Now I can hit something. This is 500 from far away, from the other side of the screen, without waiting anything, without buffing. I can dish out half a K of damage, and that barely did anything on this. It summoned this shit, summoned again, because this thing can summon anything. This thing will summon a blob, and the blob will summon something. The big blob. If it was critical, it would summon another blob, which would then summon a big blob. I can no longer hit that other guy. Oh, I failed the challenge. So I have to start attacking these summons and things to clean up the way, the path. And to do that, I myself needed to summon things, which delays the fight significantly. Now, this is actually not so bad as the foxes. If we are doing the foxes, you would have a lot more trouble. They are really tough. People would start dying, you would need to heal your tanks and all of that. Here, they do very little damage, so you do not actually need healing for this. They are actually better than the foxes. But how does the experience compare? We have 4 kinds in here. Oh, here's the mama. The mama gives you 38, so that's as much experience as that fox. Yes, they can take your range away too. There is that. That's not bad. But how does it compare to the Kani? Akane is the example you compare everything. 22 and 38. So it gives less than 2 Kanis. As you can see, it has a lot of life points, it jumps around, it takes your action points, and it summons another mob, which will probably summon something else, as basically every koala likes to summon things. These things also heals. So it's much easier to kill 2 Kanis than to try to get experience out of this. This other thing, you have to go all the way down there, it becomes invisible and all that trouble, and it's even less experience. This thing is like a blob, but it has no weakness and even higher resistance. There is one of each element and they summon a blob, which then summon a big blob. So if you have several of them in the fight, there will be an immense line, it can even go out of the screen. So koalas in general are a pain. As you can see, this mama does not pay out on the experience front. We have this normal koala though. It gives 21,000. So this thing which summons a blob, which then summons a big blob, and might have resistance to your element. I can go up and punch it. So with that resistance, you will not be reaching much at all. Of course, I could have used my actual element, which is water. I mean water. But just to show how awful it is to try to hit against the element. And it gives as much as Akane. So no way this is worth it. This other thing gives as much as Akane and is found down there too. This thing, if it gets you, it will zero your movement points and your action points for one turn. And it does that often. I do not think it can pull you, but it also does some damage. So these things are awful. And in no way worth to try to get an experience here. Because when you compare to the Kani, it's just not worth it. This thing is found at the cemetery, this last area I told you about. Here. And it's a general pain. It gives less than 2 Kanis. It has over 2,000 life points. I believe it heals. I believe it summons something. No, it punches, and I believe this is the healing. And it transports, changing places with something. This thing is one of the strongest monsters I know in the game, because it has some immense resistance to things. It's weak to fire, but it dishes out too much damage. This thing basically kills me. For me, 200 killing the shit is a problem. It has too much agility. You cannot lock it. It has too many movement points. It has all these life points. It seems to be weak to fire, but when you look here, it has very high resistance to other elements, and it has this prevention. One of its spells is a shield. It negates most of the damage, so it's just a pain to kill. It basically kills me. If it is a bad map, I cannot kill it, and it gives the same experience as Akane. This also gives the same experience as Akane, and it is a stronger koala than these ones. It is the one found here. The koala found here on the lake too gives the same experience as Akane. So overall, they take a long time and gives the same experience as Akane. The strongest one, which take a shitty ton of time, gives less than 2 canis. So koalas just suck. Here, the same as a cani. This thing can kill you if it gets you. And it summons a Kolak. It also puts a debuff that can give you less 200 fixed damage. It's very hard to kill this, and it gives the same as 2 canis. So no way any of these are worthwhile. Here, then we have Mulos. Ateliers, Forgerons. Yeah. These Mulos are only found in here. Yeah, Bonta. Millimulo. Some trolls in the middle. Let's ignore them for now. Let us kill a Mulo. Oh fuck, they killed everyone. People kill them because they can drop some pretty valuable resources. Let's see. And they are probably getting some experience too. This one is probably killing trolls then, or it's dropping shit too. Damn. The fuck, man. But I have a video about killing them. Because you can get several Emikas out of it. They drop some tails. Ah, fuck it, I'm just going to get a troll. Oh, there are several here. So I got pretty big mob. And they have this much life points, have weakness to earth, and very low resistance overall. They do nothing, they kill your summons, basically that's all they do. But they are pretty weak. Funny mode. Even my poor, the work mage can deal with them pretty fast. Oh yes, they have a regeneration spell, but that's about all. The experience they give, it open? It is. It's almost the same as a Kani. They can have a few more life points, but they are not such a bad alternative. Because Kanis drop nothing. Even the Kamas they drop is low. I might have failed the challenge. Because they will heal. But they will only do that once. So if you have a hitter, someone that just wants to dish out damage, someone that has intelligence or it has some resistance like the Kani. But someone that has strength will have a better time here, since the Kani has resistance to strength too. They will do that healing thing once, but that's just it. It's pretty weak. I was talking the entirety of the first turn, so it will take a little longer than what it should. It's pretty fast to kill them. This mob 70 had over 200 in level. So the experience would be close to 60, a little over 60,000. Plus the rupee bonus. you will probably manage to solve these things early on, so you should consider doing it too. It's not so bad, but it's worse than canny. It's better than those koalas, of course, but it's worse than canny. There's nothing better than canny actually. That's what I'll show. These things are worth 35,000 kamas each. So 100 of these will sell for 3.5 million kamas, because you can use them to make powerful chance scrolls. And since there are so many Enus in the world, they are worth a lot. On Temporos, however, they might not be worth so much. And on this note, we can take a look at the troll. Where's the Mulowman? No. A troll gives you 100,000. Oh, only 60. This is more than that gobble boss, as you can see. Of course, it's a much higher level creature. However, the thing about trolls is that you do not want to do them solo. You will find some Eop or Akra. These classes are very good at soloing them. They have some weakness to fire, and you can just hit away and run. They have some immense life points pool, but it's pretty easy to kill them here. There's a low level here. How you kill it? A Sacre can also do this, although they take away your points. I would not recommend. You need to just Sacre. Here. The life pool is daunting, but you can just treat it like a sandbag. You can hit it non-stop. This only has 3 movement points. The high level one has 5, though it can be dangerous. But the experience is very high. It's worth as much as 3 canny. Saying like that, it seems like it's not worth much, but 3 candy can get a little slow. The challenge helped me out. Oh, this cost 8, not 6. Killing trolls is a common place to level up. In the beginning of the server you should not find it. You need a Kra or Yop. Yop at 70 can do this pretty easy, even at 60. They can use something that gives movement points and get 5 movement points to solo them. Here you get a mob with 3 or 4 of them and do them pretty easily and fast. So with a bonus group, your experience can fly pretty high. But as you can see, you would be better off doing cans. Always. Forever. And ever. What the fuck was that critical, man? Ah, fuck! There's a croc on it. That does not explain that much damage. No. If you are an Oza, to make special tips for Ozas, you can just put a goblin on it and put some toad. Even the highest level one can be held down like that with a bunch of toad. on the gobble's ass. So when you have a bunch of people and a high level character wants to give them some experience, this works pretty well. Oh, it will leave you and eat my dragon. It has a toad too, there's no reason to leave. Dragon has a bunch of resistances. Now, some people avoid even getting the Mullow and just try to get full trolls. Because the Mullow can get in the way, like that. Now just hit it away. If you put a tank on it, or if you have a character hitting and running, it's very fast because this thing does nothing, to just walk around as you move. On this case there's a tank, so it will take some time hitting. But still you can just hit away freely. It's very nice because it has some weakness. It's a more laid back experience. Just sandbag. It takes some time, but that's all. There's no difficulty. You can get some nice experience. Look at this symbol, it changed it. If I had hit, the dragon might have killed it. Probably would. No, it would not. It's hard for low level players, but depending on your character you can kite them very easily. This took me a lot of minutes, but it gives some experience, much higher than the foxes and the other things I have done. When you compare it to 3 to 5 canis, it's not that much, but that is on the solo experience content. If you go into the group experience, it can be worth a while. Now the next thing in here, well, there's a Royce Singh, just for reference. It's hard to find them, but they give the same experience, the lowest level, as a high level troll. And as you can see, there are trolls everywhere. A Pandora gives the same as 2 high level trolls, and it's a lot more trouble to kill 2 Pandoras. Has less life points, but its mechanics are a pain. That's the entire point. The mechanics of the troll are very easy to deal with. Want to see me kill a Pandora? Or do I have better things to do? I'll kill one. Another point of the Pandora or of the troll is that you can find a mob and do the challenge because you get a lot of bonus and you oh shit, a Pandora. Oh, it's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, this shit is aggressive. It's aggressive, so be careful with it. Now there's a bunch of shit near it. I want to get rid of them pretty easy, pretty quick. So I'm just going to shove in the dragon. I did this because I put it on heavy state. It can no longer teleport now. It also has a toad, so it's immortal. Because it's very hard. Most class cannot solo this thing. It can dish out some damage and take your life points away. It also can summon shit. Well, a boob. Thank the gods. I need another turn to summon shit. So things will get wild. The Pandora is going to hit someone. Could it have range in me? Or you change with one of these first? Change with the gold ball. See, it tried to take movement points. It did some damage on lifesteal mode. I want to kill this thing. Fast. Now it's on gravity mode. Most class cannot put gravity mode like that, so they have just to deal with it. Akra can just take its range away and that's about it. They also can put on gravity from afar. An Enu can also take range away and movement points. But for the other classes, it's very hard to face this thing. It's only passing its turn because it cannot do anything. Oh, it was not its turn yet. But it will pass its turn soon. I have a print of it here. Oh yes. So let us see the level. 2020, 220. Oh, it's not the highest level, but based on this it should have 2020. 220,000 radar. Die Panduli. Focus on this Panduli shit. This Gobo needs some love too. Now, no one put it on heavy state. So that means if I summon the gobble now, it will overlap with the heavy state of the other gobble. So I have to take damage this turn. No, just put it on heavy state. I have to pass. Need you put on heavy state again? I lost the track of what I'm doing. Holy shit. I need to kill my dragon too. I do not want it killing my poor booby. Now, hopefully, to put on heavy state. No, it did not. I should have summoned. Oh well, that's life. So I'll take some damage. This is what every turn would look like if I had not made this organization. Ouch! See, it's a heavy hitting boy. Fuck, the boat got in my way. And that gobble needs to hit. It will summon another boat. Hopefully it will not be another Pandora or a Tanukoi. Here, heavy state. Pensa 2. It will summon that boat and do nothing else. The boat will get to me. It's not bad. Actually good, I'll have the open space. Tanuki. That's not good. Ah! At least that guy already used its movement. Where is my whip? Where is my shitty whip? Oh, fuck, I can just do it by hand. I cannot summon the gobble yet. It will summon something else. If it's something bad, that will hurt me. Now this one, you use its heavy state. It's a 3-turn cycle. So I have to wait for the exact time to put my next move tool, so the Pandora will just pass its turn. Yeah, it's heavy state. Okay, now you will see if this boat does not fuck me up. Oh, Kitsu, very nice. And even locked it on my gobble. This is an agility Kitsu. I need my whip for this. For wet. I cannot dodge that thing. And now it is locked. Heavy, see? So it can only pass its turn, it cannot do anything anymore. I should have used my toad on the gobble, but it's fine. Pass its turn, the boat will pass its turn because it's just summoned a Kitsu. And I have to prevent the Kitsu from killing my thing. And this is it for the Pandora, it's dead. Dead, dead, dead. Ouch. The spell went out. Should have done some damage. So not what you would call an easy fight. And it's a lot of trouble to find them. So you're not getting some experience out of it. But the experience is quite nice. 20,000. With that challenge even more. Plus some things with it. For a group to hunt this thing down and do all of that is also too much trouble. I have to help that gobble out. This freaking Kitsu, man, it's on the way. If if I leave I cannot do damage. I can just hit it to death by this point. Contusion. It's heavy. Even if that thing kill my Kobo, it seems unlikely. I can take the rest by hand. Ah, it's dead. 9 minutes! That was less than the troll. The experience was higher, yes, but as you can see, let me just take a look. Okay. Nothing. So, as you can see, the experience is attractive. This is 4,030 hundreds. So when you look at this, the experience is attractive. However, the trouble of killing this shit, of even finding this one, cannot compete with the experience of Cunning. If you had killed 10 Cunnies, it would be much easier than doing this. And you'll probably get 4 in a fight. So there's just 2-3 fights of a few minutes. You'll be faster, you'll find them faster, and it is much easier to do challenge on Cunnies than this. And that is true for basically everything, unless you have a group. Yeah, good thing I found the Pandora fast. There are 2 other mobs in here. And they are all gonna Automai. Now, I'll be playing Temporos, so I'll be doing... oh shit, wrong zap. The village goatee. I'll be playing Temporos, and my run will be going fungus, the fungi, the mush in English, I believe it's called, the chump. I just faced some in here. They are here and here. I'll get that set, that 50 Wisp set, and then I will kill blobs right here. As I get keys and things, I will go for the dungeon every time I got a new key. And I'll probably get keys while doing the dungeon so I can just repeat it endlessly. This will provide me sets and the experience all the way to some 80. Also, if this thing gives that set, then I'm farming this here, because with that vassal set I can go to 200 easily. It's worth that much. Why 80? Well, because at 80 I get my bulwark. As you could see, I use it a lot. It not only has area attack, but it's also a ranged attack. And the place I'm coming next is this place. If you watch the main video of my channel, the level 200 video, I got 200 in this place. It was... oh, this shit starts. The fuck? It was a tribute to these things. Because as you could see, this thing gives 70,000. And that is as much as Akane, basically. And these ones are easier to kill than Akane. Because you can get several of them in a fight. You can get all that extra experience too. And they are faster to kill than Kani. They have less life points, although they life steal pretty hard. You can just pass and let your summons do it. On this sense, it is better than looking for lone Kanis. You can get several of these, which will wield a higher experience than trying 1 or 2 Kanis. But, as we will soon see, that does not hold true for long. The beach is a very good place, but as I said earlier, I was here on the beach only until I was 130. At that point the experience was too bad to continue. And we will see in a moment why. But first let me get this mob. Should I go full damage or summer mode? Right, full damage on Kani. Full damage is more appropriate. Here. Ouch, it got me. It can try to take away some points out of you. But these things do nothing more. I should actually have fought them for real from far away. Just rushing it. These things have level up to 90. It's the highest level here. The damage is not very low. But the thing is that they have no ranged attack. So I could have just as easily run away like this. You hit, just hit and run. There, it will walk and pass its turn. Look how fast was that play. Just this one might use something, but it's on reload now, so it did not use it again anytime soon. I could have killed this one, but let it alive just to show how fast it plays. How it actually moves. It's one turn yes, and the other no. But even with that, it plays its turn extremely fast, then pass. Play and pass, play and pass. I failed the challenge now? No. And I got 23 in 1 minute. 23 is half the experience I just got from that Pandora. I got 1 minute here. Ready, easily. This was only a 25% chow, but what if it were a mystic? Or that over a 100% challenge? That thing cannot be done on the Pandora, but it can here. The experience base of this monster here, it's 26,000. It's a little higher than Kani, the highest one. However, the other monsters in the area, like this Dofus, has 24. This has 25 and this was 25 and a half. So everything here gives a little more experience than Akane. It can be a little troublesome to get used to the mechanics. I'm too high level, I need a mobs with 3. Here, let's say you are a level 50 or a level 100. You can get this thing, start the fight. No challenge this time. But you should have 4 movement points at that point. So that means that thing should not be getting to you, unless you lose too many points. See, just pass its turn pretty fast, and you can just hit it. It even has some weakness to help you out, unless you are strength. There, killed. Few seconds. Because the level difference is too high, but it should be giving more than Akane. Khan is 22, that thing is 26. The rest of them is just as easy to kill. This is at my level. This bit tough is actually the hardest thing, unless you get passed by Equilibrium, of course. The bit tough, the most problematic one. Oh fuck, I misclicked. But it's not complete my misclick. Good. Well, never walk, just kill itself. Fuck yeah. This thing can hit something. Oh, it's too low level, but the ball has weakness to Stra, so it will get some beating. My dragon just lost its turn. There are some mechanics to learn here, but it's usually pretty fast. I will let my summon skill. I will not do direct damage. This thing has weakness to everything, so it's very nice to hit it. Although this is the highest level one, so it has a few life points. You can see it is rather sweet to hit these things. Even with an Oza which has to summon and gets things slower, it can be done pretty effectively. This is 3 monsters, so this is a mob for a level 200. With a level 100 character or some level 60 or 80 characters, this is a mob for 3 people, for 4 people. And so that means you get that group bonus. And an Oza can do it by himself pretty effectively. In fact, it's so effective, I would give experience to people in here. These two are heavily moving mobs, so you cannot get much effect out of the bulwark. But if it was 3 of these or 4 of these, the bulwark could hit all of them at once, and that would be extra effective. This was not a very ideal mob, it was a high mobility one. Now it survived one more turn. The dragon is still down to attack this one. No, it has lost its range. This guy takes away range. This took a few more minutes. And you give the same experience as that big mob. Oh, I actually hit it by hand. I forgot, I was not meant to do that. But the dragon killed it anyway. So a little less than before, but it's still almost half what the Pandora gave. For one of the most difficult mobs here, that's one mob with high mobility. But usually, it's just hitting it away. There's one kid in here and another kid in there. You can just hit it and enjoy the experience. It's the best, perhaps, place to get some experience alone. This high level one has a lot of movement points, so you might not be able to run it completely. But by the time it gets to you, it should be already dead. If you are an agility's run, you can do pretty well on here. You just shove a double on things, they all get stuck, and then you kill them at your leisure. But pretty fast fights, and the experience overall is a little bigger than Kani. This is actually worth a lot, but to drop these special things you need over 400 prospection. So why did I kept talking about Kani instead of saying how great this place is then? Well, it's because this place only composes this area, this tiny, small area of Automa E. You will get done with every good mob in here in 2 hours top. So it has not enough mobs for you to level up consistently, like if you are truly rushing those levels. You should first clear this area and then go to Kani, because Kani has this entirety of this area, and all this area, it's huge. It will take you almost the entire day to clean all the good mobs out of these 2 places. So I was not recommending this area that much because of that. Just like the Pandora, it's a good experience, but the mechanics are hard, and it's a lot of trouble to find those mobs. So this area, even though it is better experience than Kani, it will be hard to get a lot of experience out of it because it's so small. The beach, however, it's a lot bigger. You can clean it some twice a day. You can go, by the time you start doing it again, there will be some 1 star on mobs. And since it's so fast, it's also better than Kani. And now we have the other area of Automa E. It is this one, the jungle. 300, they are quite higher in here. Yeah, 2 mobs, but this bit tough. At this level you should not get it. It's a lot stronger than all others. For example, it's basically impossible to lock it at this point. And a lower level one, it's pretty easy to deal with. These mobs have some daunting life points. That's the challenge. Kill that guy first. Okay, I can do that. I will not put my toad so you can see how much damage they give. These are pretty low level ones, and these, the high level one, uses of poison, so it will not do much damage. It's a healer actually, so it cannot do much damage at all. This guy buffs like a Neca and let out some slow damage. The thing here is that mechanics are based on poison, and they take a little longer to play. Oh, I almost failed the challenge. I'm doing the challenge. But if I let out a dragon now, it would kill them pretty quickly. This thing would be healing the others, but I did not allow for that to happen. Okay, it's hitting you, it's taking away movement points. It's trying to flee from the mobs overall, so they are a little annoying to deal with. Being the next area though, the experience should be much better, right? Well, except no. Those small ones only giving 17, 11 to 17. Since these are the lowest level one, each one gives 11. So these 2 are worth as much as a Kani. And they are somewhat more annoying than a Kani. That high level one, it's this one. It gives a little more than a Kani, and it has a lot more life points, and I locked it early on, but if you could see, it was trying to run, so it's very annoying to chase after this thing, because it's running and healing things. This bit tough then, it can run a lot, and it gives 1 Kani and a half, almost that, a little less than that. But the experience hate is actually not the hate. The base experience is basically the same thing as on the planis, on those planes, and they are a lot more trouble. This thing is actually giving some good experience. However, killing one of these is a little more troublesome. It's over 2k, and they can dish out a lot of damage. So I do not recommend this place. You are better off on the plains. The plains will give you a lot more experience by the time you kill those mobs than out here. The thing here, however, is that there are stars. You see 2 stars? It's actually very little, but you should be finding a lot of stars. Even more so early on. See this place? If you are level 100 and get this mob, you are getting a shit ton of experience. It's 4,000 the base experience. These stars will give over the double of that, so you get over 100 experience. And it's basically written run for this thing. It does not summon, does not do anything special, does buff and run. Buff and hit. So avoid the jungle unless you have finished this area, which is small, and you walk around to get experience. However, find the mob will take a lot more time. They are also aggressive, so it's a hassle. It's not that good overall. The next area of Automai, unless you count this part stinks too much. Do not even count it. It's those awesome things. This part, well, it's too hard. If I get one of these, I might die. And they are level too low. These things would need to be level 200, man. These things are strong as fuck. Can probably kill a Pulei, but they are level too low to actually offer an experience. Oh, there's a Casco in there. This Cascargo, that is a snail mat, will kill you because, well, it's impossible to solo them. They exchange place with you and then kill you. Insta kill hit mechanics. So this is not an XP area, experience area, unless you have a group that can work out, but it's not popular at all. So jungle with stars, this place until you clear them all, and then Canis. There are 2 more mobs in here, and I actually can solo fungus, it's possible. A fungus will give you 3 to 6 Canis, but it's a lot more trouble to kill a fungus, believe me. Want to see? I can just go there. Oh, it's near Bragma. So I need to walk a little. Fungus now are endgame level. This thing goes from 150 to over 200. This thing goes to 200 too. However, its experience is only from 3 to 5 Canis. And believe me, it's a lot more troublesome to kill that thing than a few Canis. Well, they are not the other mobs, but they give basically this experience. This is the one with the highest experience. So fungus are usually avoided by people. Both solo and group, it stinks too much. Because one reason are the maps. Here. It's a cavern, so you have awful maps. They also use of poison a lot instead of direct damage. That means if you're a Sacre, you cannot get your bonus, and people usually use the Sacres when doing group experience. And so overall, it's pretty bad. Because you can compare it with the ghosts, which are the other level 200 monsters. A ghost will give from 7 to 8 Canis. This is a random ghost. 5 to 7. What you are looking in ghosts are these. No, not this one. Actually, this one sucks. The Pandikazi ghost is completely a joke. Look at this, man. The fuck? Look at these life points. It's so hard to kill one of these things. Not hard, but a lot of trouble. and gives only 2 canis, 2.5. But the Pandule is actually worth something. Look at this experience, man. That is 10 canis, or 9 canis actually, worth of experience for one mob. It's double what a fungus give. And when you are in Ghost, you are not doing Ghost for those low things. You are going for the Tanuk or the Pandora. Now this Pandora is worth it. It gives 500,000, the lower level one. This gives the same thing. So it's just some immense experience points. One thing of these will give as much experience as an entire mob of a fungus. Plus, this high level allows you to get a group with very few mobs and still reach your group experience. But of course, you will not be doing that solo. I'm not going there in solo one of those Pandora, because you cannot get a solo Pandora. There is a minimum of 3 mobs there, so it's not even an option to solo it. Plus you can also get Arch Monsters. As I said, Arch Monsters give 4 times more experience. So it gives from 2 million to 2.6 millions. Any of these Arch Monsters. And that is more experience than any boss in the game. It's the highest experience in the game. And that's why everyone level up in Ghost. Even if you go to the Kralamor, it only gives 2 million to 2.4. So that one goes higher than the Kralamor. And there are other mobs in the group. Kimbo give only 1 million. The Minotaur is actually the boss with the highest experience. It gives exactly the same as the Kralamor. However, there are also the Minotaur and several other monsters in the fight, so you get much higher experience hits from the Minotaur. Even the Ogre, which is so freaking hard, only give this much, 1.6 million. Even the Peki, that's this ugly weak shit, gives you more than Ogre. The Rat, which is very popular, gives a lot actually. This might not look like a lot from what we have been seeing now in the game, but when you are a low level, this is amazing. When you compare to that Gobble or Blob thing, it's several times that experience. The Arachnid actually gives some experience, but it's so low level that the group is usually too low to get anything good out of it. These Arachnid Sombre have this much life points, it summons strong need and it do all of that shit, has a lot of resistance to give less than a Kani, so it's by no means worth to get some experience in the forest. I actually forgot to go there. Here, there is one alone. As you can see, the map is utterly shit. Look at these fungus things, how fun. There is nowhere for you to run around, you have to just tank it somehow. It's impossible to run from that thing. It will get you in a few turns. Can it reach me? 1, 2, 3, 4. It can't. Fuck me dead. I got poisoned. I did not, it's dumb. It's only 4? I thought it was 6. So as you can see, it did no direct damage, it actually is a healer. And it heals a lot. God damn it, it heals a lot. It buffs the enemy with regeneration and it accumulates. It gets to an insane point that it gets impossible to kill the enemy alone if there is one of these healers behind it. Its poison is also accumulating on the Crackler. It accumulates for several turns, so it will soon be hitting it very heavily. Oh, there's a challenge. So my crackler is already feeling the pressure. Ouch, it got to my little thing. No, that's not good for me. So just to run with my 6 movement points. It has a shitty ton of life. And it's going for the Doppel again. That was not a very smart choice. Because if it could not use the spell on me on the very exact turn, it would not move from the Crackle. But since it can move to get the Doppel, it is moving. My Crackler is feeling some damage, my healing is level 1. I have no range. So this one gives as much as 7 canis. But as you can see, you can probably die on this thing. In fact, most class cannot solo this. You have to get some tank to take out that damage. Or some mana to take its movement points away and shove it back. And all of that. It can get to me. That's not ideal at all. Damn me. There's no vision, I turned off this thing. The board was actually smart and did the right thing. I can still die if that thing had gotten to me. I would need to run. I was expecting it to hit against the wall like it would normally do. So I would shove some more summons in here and run up while I shoved it back down. But it went well. Break me double, stop doing that. So, is it worth to do a fungus instead of several canis? No, by no means. Unless you have a team and you need to get mobs at level over 1000 and all of that. But if you are solo, there is just no reason to do this. And solo fungus. Or try to get ghosts when the experience points worth 3 cani. I could have killed 3 canis here 3 times over at this point. Yeah, you can have some fun and do all of that, but at the end of the day, when talking about efficiency, just does not work. Now, what is that poison damage again? It's neutral. It has weak to neutral. The highest resistance to neutral is my move to my goblin. I guess I'll send one there. Cannot use all my action points anyway. Do some damage before you die. It's not worthwhile to use on the Doppel. I already died anyway, fuck it, not even use it. The Doppel bugs and cannot use the Crow more than these 5 times. Even if it has the action points to use it more 2 times. And here it goes, a fungus battle. Was not that slow, but when you get more than one or other types of fungus, it can get a lot slower. It gave me more experience than the Pandora, and took 2/3 of the time. So not awful. When there are stars, I actually look around. How do I look at this most of the game, man? What the fuck? Oh. But it's dangerous. You can get aggressive by this shit just by walking around. The aggression range is only 1 though. It's still pretty bad. 2 of these. Do not get 2 of these. As I said, they are healers. So that will fuck you up real bad. You have to quit and die. And I just got aggressive by a bunch of them. There are 2 of these. I do not think this mob is doable. This one starts the fuck, but it summons a piece of shit that has over 1k damage. So you cannot do this. You cannot do this. Holy shit. Ouch. This is very bad. Come on, man. Shove that thing away from me. I cannot do that much damage. Oh, I summoned on the wrong order. I'm dead. Well, I died. Sad noises. It cannot even get locked there. Sad. So, do not walk here. Do not try to do this shit. It's awful. The experience is also not good at all. Ghosts are good, but as you could see, only a full team can do that. So out of everything here, this does not work. Koalas are worthless. This thing is halfway there, there's no reason to be doing it really. The jungle and the plains of Atomai is actually quite nice. Feudala is awful. Perhaps it is worse than the koalas. And then there are of course the bosses. As you could see, the experience is not that much, but having the group bonus is very important. That is one thing to always remember. Getting 4.7 times the experience is immense, man. If you are getting 1 and now you're getting 4, it changes the world completely. So bosses are the best experience in the game. So you should always find people. But if you are alone, do Kani. Clear the plains and do Kani. The bosses, people do the oak a lot of times. The oak is very good. Now, about this thing. The dungeon takes a while to do, but it's pretty much worth it. The level can go from 800 to 920. The difference in experience is minimal. It's less than 10%. It's less than 0.5%. And people fight a lot to get the highest level instead of the lowest one. But the difference is minimal. So just get any shit that is in there. Just the time, the difference in life points is 20% from down up. So you might as well get the lowest one to go faster. And this is a very good dungeon. Rather than killing Canis, you would do a lot better if you just get experience there. Besides dropping the resources for the set, 80% of the entire market on the retro is based on this thing, on the Trashinids. And on the Temporos, you drop the set directly, so all the better. But experience-wise, the Crocabulia, which is actually even easier perhaps. No, this thing is too easy. It's just as easy as this thing. But the lowest experience, the lowest level Crocabulia is as much as the highest experience here. Plus, there are other dragons in here. So you can get more experience. The mob is also higher level. So you can also get that plus. And the higher level one can get 40% more experience than the maximum here. So this is a lot better experience. Although the dungeon might be faster in here. Just a question of getting used to it. Kimbo sucks for experience. It's a lot more troublesome than Croc and gives even less. Minotaur then, remember him? The minimum experience is over twice that of the Oak. And there is that thing with it. And there are 2 chances to drop the Dofus. So the experience cannot even compare. It's amazing, it's great. However, the mobs are a little lower level, so you need a lower level group, few people. But still, it's still great, and there are 2 chances to drop the Dofus. So I recommend doing Minotaur, always you have a chance. Although the key is a lot more expensive. This does not work for experience. The dungeon is too troublesome to be worth for the experience. Rat is the main experience for the lower levels. Splinter is too much of a trouble to do for experience. These are the rats during the dungeon. They actually have a decent experience, 1 cunning and a half, and they are basically free experience as the crowd will just blow them up real quick. This is too much of a trouble to do for the experience, and the mob is level too low for you to actually get any decent bonus out of it. Behab, on the other hand, it's actually pretty nice experience. It's half a million. It's half the Chainmaw, the Oak. And it's pretty low level. A bunch of low level people can do this pretty easily. The Tin Hill gives less, but there are 4 of them. So you can actually get to 1 million experience there. Although just the trouble, a lot of you prefer to not do it. The Blop, as I said, I will be running it a lot. The resources are worth a lot. The set that you drop there will be very good, even for you to use. And the experience is not too bad for something this low level. The Work does not work for the experience. And these are all the bosses. This Oak, because of the resources and there are people non-stop, but prefer to go Croca or Tot rather than the Oak when you have the chance. Since you should be dropping the keys and everything, those should be much better. Now, about the experience gain. Like, why would you get those other mobs instead of Kani? And why would you leave that very nice beach, that coral beach? Well, it's because of this. If you have a group, there is this bonus. Yes, but even if you are solo, you cannot just get any monster like a bunch of boobs that get you level 200. The experience will be trash. As you could see, my experience on blobs and things were basically null, and it's because of this last part. This is the highest level monster. My level has to be less than the highest level monster times .5. Otherwise, I will get this penalty. So let's do what this means. Usually, a level 100 guy fighting a level 100 monster get the full experience. Up if the monster is 10 level different from you. If it's more than 10 level difference, you actually get a penalty. You cannot get the entire experience for higher nor lower level monsters. But if you get a mob of monsters where the higher level monster is less than this, you get a modification on the experience. So let us say that you are 199 and you want experience on this mule whale. Oh, it actually go to 8. So let us forget that. Let us say the koala. No, the koala also gets to high level. But the beach, as I was saying, this thing only gets to 70. So let us say you are 199 and get a mob with monster 70. So, as it says here, the 70 times 2.5 it's less than your player level, and thus your experience will be modified by the fraction. The monster level here, it's on latex syntax. The fraction is the monster level rounded down over the player level. So over the player level. So you would only get experience equivalent to 87%, 88%. So you lose 12% of the experience of the total mob. So the higher level you get, the worse your experience get. Actually, a common thing to do is it's a buff call. A lot of people get experience on the college cavern because you can roll them up real quick and get this 10,000 experience from each, plus challenge, and 8,000. A lot of crass inside that do this, but it's actually a pretty bad deal. Let us say you get this 48. 48 times 2.5 is this much, 145. So once you pass this level, you will start to get a fractional experience. Let's say you are 160. So you lose 10% of your experience. Let us say you are 170. So you will lose 15% of your experience. Let us say you are 180. You will lose 20% of your experience. And this is for the highest level buff call. And they are quite rare. Let's say you get the cavern ones just. That's 48 times 2.5. That's only this. If you are 180, you lose almost half your experience points every fight because of the level difference. Even if the mob is level 200, even if the mob is higher level than you or very close to your level, you get this debuff based on the maximum level of the highest level, of the monster. The monster with the highest level times 2.5 is the limit. So based on that, if you get a monster with level 75, you can only get the total experience up to this 187. So you cannot get 200 on this monster because if you suck, you lose a lot. Like you are 199 and you are farming. If you farm that monster, you lose 6% of your experience. So by the time you should be 200, you only have 94% of your experience. And that's a lot. That's a lot of pain. Thus, you need a monster that is at least level 80 in order to get the full experience out of the mob. And that just happens to be the Kanija. The Kani get to this level. So as long as you get mobs with the highest level Kani, you can get the full mob experience all the way to 200 without any debuffs. And that is what's so nice about Kani. As you could see, the experience hake about finding mobs and killing the mob and doing the challenge and all of that of the Kani is much better. They give 22,000, while a fungus give 5 times dead or only 3 times dead. And as you could see, it's much better to kill 3 Kani than to kill this thing. This thing is a pain to kill, it's awful. The map is awful, finding mobs is awful, doing the challenge is awful. So if you do experience on Kani, you'll be much better off. As you could see, koalas suck extremely. So you do Kani instead. The foxes suck a lot and only give less than twice what a Kani gives. It's much easier to kill 2 Kanis than to kill this thing. And thus it ends up, oh actually, I'm online still, that you are much better off getting levels on Kani instead of anywhere else in the game. For solo experience, I mean. Shafa are good because you can actually punch a lot of them at once. But then we go back to that same problem. A Shafa only gets to level 40. Thus, once you hit level 100, Shafa will not give experience to you. They will start to go down and down and down. If you are level 150 and you're on Shafa, you only get half the experience basically. If you are doing hats outside the dungeon, they go to 40 to 58. It's actually pretty high. But it's not every time you get the highest level rat. Even if you do, then you only give you experience up to 145. That's the level of the soft oak. Once you have the soft oak set, rats start to decrease in experience at every level. And that is why you have to leave these initial areas. This is why I put these on low level mobs. Because these are the ones that can actually get you to 200. It's worthwhile to give the experience points. And here is the entire experience table if you want to see. The experience you get from the monster is that base experience, less the tax of course, plus the wisdom. So it's very important to get your wisdom, but I will not go about sets in here. I'm just showing the areas of the game. Why it sucks to try fungus alone. Why it sucks to do big mobs like the Pandora. And why some areas that are so good as these might not work for you because you need more space. Finding mob counts out the experience in the total time. If there are good mobs and stars, all of that. And so Kani is actually the ultimate solo experience game. To do dungeons would be better because you have that bonus. The first 200 on Retro did it in 1 month and a half. I, who was the first mono 200, did it in 4 months. I also soloed to that level. So losing this experience bonus is immense, and the boss bonus with that get you pretty far. So try to do some gobble if you have friends, if there are people doing it. Otherwise just get your experience set and go blob. Go blob solo to have some keys and then do the dungeon with people to have that bonus and the boss experience. Once you are comfortable soloing, you can solo this beach, you can solo this area pretty easily, these two. And then you can also do some Kani, where you will find blob keys and all of that. And this is the experience place I do. These are the only experience place you have on the Retro. There is no free ghost or better places. The best fucking place to experience in this game is on Kanya. They can take you all the way to 200, and that's where I spent over 1,000 hours to get 200. Because everywhere else is just not worth it. This takes too long. This you need the entire team to be worth. And that's how it goes. You have places in dungeons, most dungeons are worth it. But if you are alone, just do Kani. Just do Kani all the way through. And as you get over 100, you'll be getting mobs with more than one monster. And this is the thing. It's a fraction. So let's say you get a mob with level 200 and you are level 150. Oh shit, I did the other way around. Yeah, you only get half the experience. So if you get a mob with level 200, it's actually much better because, oh fuck, I did the other way around again. Because that is you'll only lose 25% of the experience. That's the difference between the two fractions. So the closer you get to your level, the best it is, even for mobs of lower level than to higher level monsters. Because you get that extra monster, yes, and that extra base experience However, the fraction that modifies that experience is so much bigger that it's not worth it. The time it will take to kill that extra monster, you should get mobs the closest you can to your level, not lower, nor higher. And then, if you are doing experience on some places of lower monsters with several monsters, then always keep in mind that the lowest level, the highest level monster has to be at least 2.5 of your level. The fraction of 2.5. That it has to be at least 40% of your total level. That is how to maximize your experience in this game, and this is the route I will take on this Temporos soon. I did not kill that many monsters and the video got out of ray, but yeah, that's how you do it. Just get some fungus set, some press fix set. Do not try to experience on rabbits. See, it's a low level place, but they suck so much to kill that you do not want to kill them. The experience is too low, and they, well, these do not do anything, but a lot of rabbits attack from ranged. There is that rabbit that summons. So every other mob that I did not mention is worthless for experience wise. It's worthless experience wise. Because this thing is running. Do not try to kill mobs that run. Try to kill mobs that go at you, like a Kani. Do not kill mobs that have mechanics and take a lot of time to find the mobs and things that are aggressive and all of that. Try to do mobs that you can do fast and consistently for that experience. That you can do the challenge easily to get that extra experience. That is the best experience advice. And also, as I just said, get a fungus set or a prespec set, and then some random wisdom part. That wisdom really makes a difference. And if you stop at the level 50 to get a blob set, if we stop at level 80 to get a royal blob set, you will never level up. It will take forever. It's easier to get to level 80 or 100 than to get the entire blob set. It's a lot of trouble to make money, even more so when you are low level. So if you are rushing to get to the high levels fast, then ignore the sets. Just get the maximum wisdom you can and go far. Go far non-stop for experience, not money. Once you get to 150 or 190, then you can get the next to last or the last set, instead of getting sets all the way through. That is my advice and my timetable for leveling up.